There will be no repeat NBA title for the Dallas Mavericks in 2012, and it appears the Astros team everybody had written off at the beginning of the season may not be as bad as you think.
Plus, the Kentucky Derby saw a surprise winner this past weekend, and not surprisingly, Floyd Mayweather stayed perfect in the ring. We'll tell you how he did it.
This and a lot more coming up on today's edition of What's the Score? Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. Jason, I know you and Bogdan had a chance to visit the Dynamo's new home last week, so we're all excited to gather your thoughts on the new digs. However, in the meantime, let's talk about the team down the street, the Houston Astros. Most people that were trading in their Astros season tickets for Sugarland Skeeters are starting to question that decision. Houston strung together 5 straight home wins this past week, including 2 against the World Series champion Cardinals to sneak into 3rd place in the NL Central.
Yes, they still have a sub-500 record. However, 9 of their losses have been by a difference of just 2 runs or less. Now, anytime you play that many games, the law averages are bound to eventually go your way. It's good to see now Chris Johnson to get off to that good start. He's batting around 300 now. If you remember last year, he had a lack of productivity that led to a demotion to the minors. Now on Saturday, his first inning grand slam propelled Houston to an 8-2 victory over the Cardinals. Now, are you surprised about to see all this with the Astros?
I am. And, you know, what surprises me is the bat of Jed Lowry. You know, the Red Sox cast-off has been the second best. He has the second best batting average on the team next to Jose Altuve. And Lowry's team-leading 4 home runs aren't going to wow anybody, but that number is only 2 short of what he tallied in all of 2011. I also love what we are getting from Wandy Rodriguez at the mound. He is not a big strikeout guy, but his 2.14 ERA shows that he can be effective. I know this is probably not the best mentality to have this early in the season, but if things go sour for Houston, Wandy could become a huge asset come the trade deadline. Speaking of Wandy, he unfortunately was on the wrong end of a 4-0 loss to the Marlins on Monday night. Hopefully Houston can right the ship and get back to their winning ways sooner versus later.
Now let's turn our attention to the hard court, where the biggest news in round 1 thus far has been the dismantling of the defending champion Mavericks by Oklahoma City Thunder. Now the Mavericks, they look to be in position to at least extend series to 5 games as they took a 13-point lead into the 4th quarter on Saturday night's contest. Now that's when James Harden went nuts, scoring 15 of his 29 points in the final quarter. I think that performance all but locked up the 6th Man of the Year award for the 3rd-year guard. You know,
I agree, and I think that if the Thunder continue to just press the basketball, just drive, don't settle for the jump shot. You know, they have so many young guys that can get to the rim, whether it's Durant, whether it's Westbrook or Harden. So if they keep doing that, they're only going to be good things for them.
They're the odds-on favorite. They are I see them as the strongest team in the West. And Harden, 6th Man of the year. You know, he's going to be 6th Man of the year. He recovered nicely from the little blow to the head from Mr. World Peace. But I like the Thunder to go all the way this year.
Yeah, me too. Now, the other Texas-based representative had a much better experience than the Mavs in the first round. I'm speaking of the San Antonio Spurs, who managed to sweep the Utah Jazz despite a 19-2 run by the Jazz late in Game 4 on Monday night. Even with an aging core 3, the Spurs have averaged the most points per game thus far in the playoffs, and they were second to only Denver in points scored during the regular season. The sweep is just what they needed, since it gives Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili time to rest while Memphis and Clippers beat each other up.
Yeah, San Antonio goes, again, that's another strong team in the West. You really can't go wrong with either one of San Antonio or Oklahoma City. But you like Oklahoma City just because of the youth. They're a lot younger than San Antonio. But don't underestimate the guys from down I-10. Because they will
there's a reason why they had the best record.
Yep.
So.
Now in the East, everybody appears to have Miami in the driver's seat for the finals. Now there are 4 teams that can wrap up their first-round series tonight, this evening, against banged-up New York team. However, I would not count out the Celtics. Yes, that team average age is roughly around 58 years old. They're a really old team. Yeah. But if they can get past the Hawks, they will likely set them up with an easy matchup against number 8 seed Philadelphia, who has pushed the banged-up Bulls to the verge of elimination and making me look really bad because last week I predicted that Chicago would still take care of Philadelphia, and they haven't done that yet. So come on, Bulls. I need them to win.
Well, it's tough when you see Noah go down, and, I mean, they're just running out of players. I mean, we could probably suit up for them, at this point.
Maybe.
So,
maybe if we stood on top of each other's shoulders, we might be all full basketball
very,
player.
very true. My favorite in the East, I think, is Miami. I would like to. I'm not a big Boston fan.
Yeah.
I've never been, but it would just be nice to see these guys in their last go-round to maybe get to the finals. I think that really, though, you see Ray Allen a little banged up.
Yeah.
So injuries could do them in. I mean, that's been the case in the past. So I also would not count out the Indiana Pacers. They have a lot of pieces that can give the Heat trouble.
With all that in mind, we want to ask you, the viewers, what do you think as you take the NBA title? Give us your feedback. Join us on Facebook. Like What's the Score. Follow us on Twitter as well. The info's on the screen. Here's a look at scores from the previous week. It's time for a quick break. When we return, Scott here set to speak with our own Brian Balboa. Stay tuned.